Oh, hi again, it's me wearing the same shirt. Why? Maybe we'll find out later. Uh, so I'm gonna keep going with these videos. I'm gonna admit right off the bat I'm not doing them every day, but I'm staying consistent. I think that's more important than just hitting your raw goals. I think consistency is the ultimate key to success, and I mean long-term success. So, for this video, I wanted to talk about a subject that I think a lot of people can relate to, and I also wanted to set up a segment on this channel, something along the lines of aphorisms, but really it's phraseologies, let's put it that way. It's very popular phrases that people use, reuse, repeat, not always correctly, and I think the fun part here. Oh shit! Okay, my bad. Sorry. I'm gonna have to stitch these two together. Basically, I just saw a fox running right in front of me with a big ass rabbit in his mouth, so I wanted to snap that. Um, yeah, so I want to set up a little segment, phraseologies, just unpacking common phrases and how you can look at it, well, from both the lens of what I hope to teach and how I hope, you know, how I look at the world, and at the same time with the how you can look at it both just literally, like word for word, and in the spirit of the phrase, like what is actually meant by what what is intended, what the phrase intends to mean. Um, like it's really not that hard. I hope I don't overcomplicate this thing, but I think there's always a lot to learn from simple things. If they're really very well thought out and they're very simple, that means they're so dense, they're so condensed that you can unpack a lot of wisdom from a little nugget. Um, so the first phrase, or the phrase that I think is really cool but not all that well grasped, is no pain, no gain. No pain, no gain. Like I'm sure most of you have heard it if you've ever looked at a fitness channel or like any fitness related commercial. You've heard this expression. Um, but you know the human mind likes shortcuts, right? So when people think about it, or when people listen to this, they immediately think, this is the shortcut to gains, right? So what's the very simple connection? Pain, gain. So the shortcut to gains is pain. So what do? And I think they also take this shortcut thing too literally, and they just subject themselves to some unsustainably harsh physical exertion, which obviously forces them to give up. And they gain neither gains, but only the pain. Fuck, I could have said, I could have phrased that one better. Basically, they gain nothing but pain, huh? How about that? Yeah, but still, it's popular, and a lot of pro athletes or a lot of successful people tend to use it. They surely have gotten something out of it, right? Like, didn't they? They didn't just take a shortcut. There are no shortcuts to real success. So, what is the not resource? Then what do you call it? What is the benefit, I guess, behind it, behind that phrase? And in a sense, the idea is valid, is sound. It means that if you want to gain something, you have to exert some sort of pressure or effort. The word pain here kind of captures and filters those things out. So basically, there are various ways of experiencing pain, right? Like you can cry over a loss, you can stub your toe, you can step on a Lego, you can get into a car crash, you can have a breakup. These are all painful experiences, right? But not many people will be stupid enough to say, "Oh, look, I'm gonna make some gains by, crashing my car or stepping on a Lego." It's not how it's going to happen, but the phrase singles out the pain of exercise, right? Like a physical exercise. So what's happening is that, let's say you're going for a jog in the beginning, maybe it's not so hard, although I find kind of the beginnings, the pre-warm-ups to be a bit harder. So you're jogging, you're huffing and puffing, it's not good, you're out of shape probably, and so you're thinking that, like, fuck man, this is not worth it. So then someone comes along and says, look man, if you don't go through this pain, you will not get to the other side, which means you won't improve your cardio, you won't improve your physical performance, and you probably just won't ever jog without pain. It's as simple as that, right? But it's the problem still remains. That's the thing with a lot of self-helps, shortcuts, products, especially when you want to buy a product to do something to help you improve yourself, is that they don't solve the quintessential problem, and that problem is usually it has to involve you, right? Like, if it's in the meaning of the word self-improvement, like, you need yourself to improve yourself. Let's put it that way, plain and simple. And so where is the gain coming from? Well, the gain comes from you overcoming the pain. And the pain isn't a one-time, two-time thing. You can look at it more as pain management. You're always going to have to manage this somehow, especially considering the level of improvement you want to reach. If you want to be an all-star athlete, you can never avoid this some sort of pain at certain points of your career, because you're always peaking, striving to improve, striving to run faster. You're shaving off fractions of a second sometimes for a win, or you're adding a little pound to the deadlift, or anything really. But for an average Joe, do they need to go through pain? I think in the beginning for sure, because they're pretty average and they're not very fit, or they're not very athletic. But as they continue to improve, the pain will gradually go away. This discomfort that you're feeling as a result of your physical activity. But eventually, you should be self-aware enough to feel a bit uneasy at the lack of pain or the absence of pain. And you should feel complacent, because there is absolutely no improvement without some sort of discomfort. This is a biological principle. Why this is such a good and prevalent phrase is because it is very, I think, scientific, very biological, in the sense that it unpacks the stimulus response principle. So you need to stimulate something, a part of an organism, a part of a living creature, for it to develop an adaptation to that stimulus, so that it can improve as a result of having to deal with some kind of external stimulus or stimuli. And if the stimulus, this is where the pain part really comes into effect. If this stimulus is below like a threshold, you won't make the adaptation. So the catch-22 here is that you can still feel some pain or some discomfort, but you will not improve unless it's in sufficient doses. Now this is where people take it too far, and this is where the shortcuts come in. Killing yourself isn't gonna force adaptation, it will kill you. So the trick here is managing your sustained pain or discomfort or you know exertion that goes way beyond exercising, way beyond physical exercising. This should be a way of life. You're learning a language. In the beginning, it's freaking hard. Every word is unknown. But then, as you catch the grasp, you don't want to just keep repeating the same words. You want to play with them. You want to start trying new things. And sometimes you'll say something maybe to a native speaker. They'll be like, "What did you just say?" That is a type of pain that is very analogous to the exercise pain, where like you've taken a risk on yourself and you got burned, where you basically sounded like you didn't really know what you were talking about. But if you are willing to learn from it and you're saying, look, I meant to say this, but what did I get wrong? They'll probably provide you with some feedback, and you're gonna implement this into your vocabulary. Next time you're gonna know what to say, how to say. But again, you're gonna run into you don't want to plateau too much and run into a situation where now you're just repeating what this guy said or the other guy said. You want to start mixing them together. You're gonna have some positive results for sure. And then you're gonna eventually hit up some brick walls again. You have to put your head down, stay humble, ask for some more advice, and keep going. Same thing with any other discipline. Like, you want to learn how to program. In the beginning, it's freaking nuts. Like, you don't know what you're doing. It's any little missing period or like a missing character will break everything, and it just seems like you'll never get the hang of it until you do. But you don't want to just call it a day, stop there, and then like, all right, I've got it. No, but there's when you reach those points where you're starting to feel comfortable, you should develop a sense. It should be kind of like a reflex, or like, oh, now I am shortchanging myself. I'm leaving things on the table, and you should start to look for flaws in your game. You should start to look for stagnant, repetitive elements to your way of life. So, in programming, it's very easy. You can always hone in your logic. You can always make it sharper, clearer. You can start using more dialectic patterns. You can use more complex frameworks, or ditch the frameworks and like build some of those things on your own. I wouldn't necessarily say that's a good practice. In languages, again, you can start digging deeper into the vernaculars, how people talk. With exercises, you can start to change up your routines a little bit so that you don't just keep lifting 225 pounds. You want to go for that for, let's say, a certain amount of reps. Now you want to go for a bit more, add more to the bar somehow. You need to look into other ways of training. Look at how some other bigger dudes have done it. Go online, cross-check it with something else. And then give yourself time to let this pain work itself into the gain that it's eventually supposed to become. So I really like no pain, no gain, because I think I've understood it on multiple levels. I've understood it in the athletic realm. I hope I don't come off bragging. I'm kind of like an overweight dude, but I've improved a lot in many different parts of my life. And the only time I've made improvements is when I put my head down. I forgot about the temporary, immediate discomfort, and I kept going, and I kept looking at the bigger picture. The best satisfaction, the best test for this principle is in the rear view. You look back half a year, and you look at yourself. Have I made progress? Can I lift more? Can I run faster? Can I speak this language better? Can I write these programs? Can I ride a bike now? Can I do some skateboarding tricks? Am I a better salesman? our society is so efficient that it's hurting us because it promotes comfort zones way too much, and it facilitates comfort zones. You say, oh my god, nowadays don't even get off your couch, just pick up your phone. You don't even have to talk to a person to order food anymore. You just tap a couple of things on the screen and you're gonna have your food delivered to you way too quickly. Like, I mean, quickly. It's gonna be super convenient, and we just get so used to it. And like as a society, we're recruiting some of our best minds to just make this shit worse and worse and worse. Like, hey, let's. What's the next big business idea? What are we gonna dump millions and billions of dollars into? Oh, I know. I guess a laundry service that will develop some robot that picks up laundry, does it, brings it back, and it takes a nominal fee, but because people are going to keep using it, like, you're going to make millions of dollars. Yeah, laundries aren't that fun. You would rather be doing something else with your life, but you have to do sometimes things that you don't really want to do. And sometimes you can take that time and think about things that you otherwise wouldn't have. Test yourself in situations where you don't want to be in, and that is also a huge part of no pain, no gain principle. If you want to be on your couch, you can watch all the Usain Bolt videos. You'll never run like him, ever. You can go out there, you can buy the nicest running shoes there are, and fucking take a baseball bat and just beat the shit out of your feet. You still won't run as quick as Usain Bolt. The good and bad news is you may never, ever, ever run as fast as Usain Bolt. But if you exert yourself and you allow yourself to phase between comfort and exertion and comfort and discomfort, you will see that the pendulum will keep swinging you towards progress, and you will keep making gains in any area or discipline that you dedicate yourself to over a period of at least like a medium period of time. There are instant gains possible too. Like, again, nothing I say is exclusive. Like, I really hope you don't come away with this like, oh, but actually, like, that's not really the point here. Yes, there's always exceptions. Do you want to bank on exceptions? So, I think that no pain, no gain goes down in the books. But like, yeah, so literary interpretation doesn't make any sense. But the spirit of the whole thing is that if you don't put yourself in a situation where you're hurting, your body won't look for ways to improve itself. The body is like it tricks you. The more comfort you give it, the more it will play the sleight of hand on you, and it will make you think that like everything is great and you don't need to do anything. But really, you're degenerating at a more rapid pace than you want to be. On a happy note, especially after a nice workout, man, I don't know, I think some of the best pleasures in life really are simple. So you can go for a jog, a sprint, a run, or maybe just go to the gym, lift heavy, and again, heavy relatively, and come home and you take a nice shower. Oh man, like that's such an amazing feeling. Like, yes, sex is cool and all, but like like it almost feels like you're cleansing yourself of not of guilt, but of some personal satisfaction. Like this feeling of like these positive chemicals really are washing over you, and it just feels amazing. So I think it's the Russians, they say, strong body, strong mind. Stay strong, stay in pain.